Hello and welcome to the garden. Today is Sunday. I am out here in my gardening attire and I'm gonna plant some of my winter sown stuff. So I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5 milk jugs of stuff out here. I say half because one of them's a half gallon. And it is far past time to get this stuff in the ground, but I have not had a chance. So we're going to do that today. I also got my beds filled. So the beds are topped off. They need to be like evened out still, but the compost has been put on top. I got compost from my local recycling center. They do that here. It's our city like yard waste that they compost down, and then we as residents can go and get compost. So if you need compost, see if that's available in your area. I know a lot of places do that. And I paid $10 to have a front end loader scoop a big scoop into the back of a truck. And it looked great. I would suggest having what I usually do is I have a bucket next to the truck bed where I'm shoveling it out, because I will find some trash sometimes. But this year I found like one Diet Mountain Dew bottle and a couple candy wrappers, and like that was it. So it looked really good. I was really happy with it. I didn't get a great scoop. I got kind of like the edge of the pile, so I didn't get as much as I did last year, but it still was enough to top off these beds for the most part. I may have to do some bags in that very last one, but otherwise it's fine. It's good. I'm happy. $10. It took me like an hour and a half ish to get it all unloaded out of the truck and then into the beds. And now they're mostly topped off. Now, are they full? No. But they're good enough, and that's all that matters. So I'm going to take you through what I have out here to winter sow, and then we got to figure out where we're going to put all this stuff. Because that's the thing, is I winter sow all this stuff, and then I'm like, where am I going to put it? I don't know. That's for later me to figure out. So, okay, so let's see. So I have, and if you've never winter sown before, I have a video. I probably have more than one video about how I winter sow. I'll put those down below so you can see them. I'm in South Central Indiana. We're like zone 6A, I think now. We were 5B, but I think now we're 6A, maybe almost 6B. I do this on New Year's Day. That's just kind of like my tradition, is that I winter sow on New Year's Day. And I use milk jugs. It's super easy. You literally just throw them outside, and then in the spring you have plants. So I have some kale, a lot of kale. This is lacinato kale, and one of these, I think this is baby kale, but it's just really just kale that you just sow tighter together. So I have a bunch of kale. I don't know if I'll plant all of this. I may plant some as baby kale and then some as like big kale, but we've got kale. So we got 2 things of those, and one of those had some blue curled Scotch kale in it that I gave to my grandma, or I gave to my grandpa for my grandma, because that's what she liked. She doesn't like the lacinato. Let's see. This is, okay. The only thing I don't like about the way I do this is I write on the jugs with Sharpie and it comes off. So it really is playing a game of, what is this? I think this is broccoli. I think this is broccoli. And then this one has calendula in it, and I think some cabbage. Like, I know this is a calendula, and I think this is cabbage because it's a little bit purpley. I feel like maybe I planted some purple cabbage. I feel like maybe that's what this is. I mean, we'll find out, right? Okay. So that's all the brassicas. The rest of this stuff, I think, is flowers. I know these are flowers. So this is snapdragons. This is poppies. What kind? Don't know. We'll find out. And then let's see. I have, okay, this is chamomile and it looks really great. And usually what I do with this is I just like chop it in half and I have two like bundles of chamomile. So this is chamomile and I know it smells like chamomile. And then I have these two, and I'm gonna be really honest, I don't know what this is. I will take a picture of it with my phone and see if I can figure it out. Larkspur? Did I plant that? I literally don't know. I think that might be what this is. And then this is yarrow, I think. I feel like this is yarrow. So again, maybe don't write on these with Sharpie, but that's just what I always do. And then I forget what they are. Now what I should do is take a picture of them so I know what I have, or take a picture of the seeds. I didn't do that. So this is what we're gonna plant today. Some of these, like the flowers, I'm gonna put over in the flower row. So I may not plant those out yet because I'm not quite ready to put stuff over there. But the other stuff, the kale, the broccoli, the cabbage, the calendula, the chamomile, that stuff's all going in the beds. So that stuff can definitely go in. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna level out these beds that I topped off with compost, and then we will get to planting. You know, I just turned my mic on and realized I didn't have it on. So any of that I just said, you could not hear me. But what I did say is that I'm going to be moving things around from where they were last year, just to kind of see what I think. I'm not a big proponent of like, you have to rotate your crops as a home gardener, because if you amend your soil every year, you don't really need to worry about that. But I am gonna kind of move stuff around just to see if I like it better than what I did last year. Last year, this had cucamelons on it and we didn't really eat them. So I'm not gonna do cucamelons this year. There are about 75,000 volunteers coming up in that bed, but I'm not gonna purposely plant cucamelons this year. This bed had cherry tomatoes in it last year and had a honey nut squash on one side of the arch and then cucamelons on the other. And I actually think I'm gonna let some of my cherry tomatoes go over this arch this year, because they kind of ended up doing it last year and I really liked it. I haven't done tomatoes on an arch like that, like a arch trellis, in a while. And I forgot how much I like it. So I think I'm gonna do that. And then I'm also gonna plant a lot more beans this year. Last year I just didn't plant a ton of beans and I missed them. So I'm gonna do that. This bed did get pretty full, so that's good. I have to dig out I have little metal baskets in my beds that I do like in bed composting and like worm farming. I have to dig those out, but yeah, this compost looks pretty good. So I'm just kind of going through and breaking up any big clumps and smoothing it out. Okay. Yeah, this is the bed that didn't get filled all the way. So we'll see how much of this how I can spread this out. Yeah, like I said, this stuff is made with our yard waste, our like municipal. We have like that trash can over there. We fill it up and the city comes and picks it up once a week in the spring, summer, fall. And then they take it and they compost it. So it's a very nice amenity to have as a city. And that's part of, I mean, it's open to county residences too, so you don't have to live in city limits, which is nice. But I don't know what this is. It's roots of some sort. Okay. I did cover up all those cucamelon starts or volunteers, so we'll see if they come back. I'm sure they probably will. Actually, I still see some because this bed's not going to get totally topped up, but it will be fine. I may grab a couple bags of soil to put in here, but this bed wasn't really low to begin with, so okay. Everything's evened out for the most part. This is my second year using these beds and just these beds. And I really like them. So, okay, the beds are ready. I did not top off these rounds. I didn't have enough compost, but I think they're probably fine. So I'm not gonna worry about those. So, let's plant. Okay, so I have what I think is cabbage. And I'm gonna there's two of them. I'm gonna put them in this little round bed right here. And in this round bed, also, I already have some onions because I bought too many onions. I didn't buy too many onions. I bought the same amount I bought last year, but I moved my onions to a different bed. So I thought I had calculated the space correctly, but I don't know how to do math. So it's fine. So I just... I have onions shoved in this bed as well, which is not a big deal. So I'm gonna take this calendula off of here. I'm gonna put that somewhere else. But I have these two, what I believe are cabbages. And this is all I do. I just separate them out and then I'm gonna kind of shove one right here. And put one right here. Okay, cabbages are planted. Now this calendula, I put it down on that far bed last year, but right now I think I'm gonna put it over here. Right here looks like a good spot for it. So this is my second year growing calendula. And last year I dried some flowers, but I didn't really do anything with them after that. So I'm gonna try to actually do something with them this year. This is chamomile. Now I have a random chamomile right here that reseeded. So I'm gonna see if I can dig this up. And then I'm also gonna pull, this bed has some like dandelions in it. So I'm gonna pull those out. This bed also has some beans, some volunteer beans growing in it. And I think I might leave them and just see what happens. This had pole beans in it last year. Obviously I haven't even pulled the the beans down that were up here last year. But I think I might do, I don't know. I think I'm gonna do some cucumbers up here maybe. And then maybe also do some beans. I don't know, I'm not sure yet. So, but yeah, there was chamomile in here last year. I'm gonna see if I can get this out. I'm not convinced that I'm gonna get the roots, but I'm gonna try because it literally is growing up through my fabric. So, nope, I didn't get it. Okay, well, I broke that off. But it's fine because we have more. So I'm gonna dump this out. Okay, and then I'm gonna break it in half and do 2 plantings of chamomile, and I think I'm gonna put it on this side. And like I said, I didn't top up these beds, but they weren't that low to begin with, so I'm not super concerned about it. The other one I think I'll put, I don't know. I think I'll put it down here. No, I'm not. I don't know. How about in here? Sure. I did put some radishes in here, I think. Yeah, I did, but I don't know. There are a few coming up, I see, so that's good. Okay, so that's 2 down. All right, let's do this kale. I'm gonna put some of this in here. And this is my lacinato kale. This is what I'm calling my big kale. It's not gonna be, it's not any different than that other kale. It's just not sown as close together. So I'm gonna try to pull some of these apart so I can get bigger plants, like bigger leaves on the plants, because obviously the closer you have your plants together, the smaller they're gonna stay. So if I can pull these apart, I'll get bigger plants. And there's quite a few in here, so that's good. And they look really good. I really, really like winter sowing. It's a great way to kind of get like a jump start. Do I need this much kale? Probably not, but it's fine. Okay, there's that. Now this baby kale I moved these beds over here, and I think I'm gonna put some of these in here. So I planted some spinach and arugula. I have lettuce, and then I planted some parsley in here. So I'm gonna put this in here too, just as like a baby green. I may actually just kind of rip this in half and do it as 2 portions. This is kind of like my like salad bed, and it is over here in the shade, so it'll last a little bit longer into the year versus if it was out in the main garden. So shove that in there. I think I put some baby chard in here too. So this lettuce is actually from last fall, so it's coming back. Okay, now the last thing I have is some broccoli, and I think I'm actually gonna put this on the inside of this arch and see if I can't get some shade on this stuff while it grows. So I was gonna put it out there, but then realized it probably will bolt before it makes broccoli. So I have 4 of them. I'm gonna try and put them kind of close to like this front part of these beds. Pull this out. This is a root from a basil last year. So I'm gonna try and pull these apart like that. Kind of shove them down in here, and we'll see if these make broccoli. I think these are broccoli. So what I did in these beds last year, like in the fall, actually it really was like the winter, I came out and I basically just did chop and drop, which is where you just cut your plants off at the base, and then you just lay the plants on top of the bed, like on top of the beds, and let them compost. And that actually worked really well. I will definitely be doing that more. I'll be doing it again this year for sure, because I was really happy with how much everything had composted down when I pulled what was left off before I top dressed them. So that's probably all I'm gonna actually plant today, because everything else is flowers and I'm not quite ready to plant those yet in my flower row over here. So yeah, we got a pretty good start on the garden. I'm gonna water everything in, and we'll kind of see what happens. I did get 3 more cattle panels today from my friend who's moving, or who moved and didn't want all the ones she had. So I think I'm going to take one of them and put them up against the fence back here and plant some dry beans, like some drying beans. I have like black bean seeds, Cherokee black bean or something like that. I think I might put those back there, just a 16-foot row. And yeah, I got my tomatoes up potted. Those are looking good. And yeah, the garden is definitely coming along, and we are supposed to get cold again tonight, not freezing, like 38, I think. But everything I planted out here will be fine. It's been out here since January, and it's had they've been like this open for like a month, so they're fine. Nothing I planted is like technically frost tender. It's all stuff that can handle like a super light frost, so I'm not worried. But I will close up the greenhouse tonight and make sure it stays warm. It stayed about 55 in there last night, so I was happy with that. But yeah, I don't typically shoot videos in the middle of the day like this, but I decided that if I'm gonna keep doing videos, I'm just gonna do them whenever I'm out here, and I'm gonna look however I look. So this is what you get. But this is real life. This is what I look like when I come out here and garden. Sometimes I don't even have overalls on. I'm just wearing regular shorts. So I'm dirty and I haven't had a shower, and my hair is doing the thing it does. But we got some stuff in. I'm happy, and I'm gonna try to keep bringing you along with me this year. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you back here again, and I'll probably look just like this, even with my hair like this. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.